There's a specific kind of loneliness that comes when you realize you just don't fit into the machinery of this society. For me, that wasn't always a choice. It was a reality that I was born into. I've been an outsider since I was a child because of a gift that I carried my whole life. Discernment. But let's be real about it. This gift isn't always a blessing. People like to talk about it like it's a superpower. But in reality, it takes a massive soul deep toll. It takes a toll on a child who's forced to see the truth behind the mask adults wear. It takes a toll on a teenager trying to survive the streets without a safety net. And it takes a toll on an adult just like you. When you have a natural born compass for right and wrong, and you act on it instinctively, you spend your life feeling ostracized and outsided. You walk into a room and the atmosphere shifts because you act out on the truth without even noticing. People decide that they don't like you before they even know your name, simply because they don't like the mirror that you're holding up to them. It makes you question your position in life. Makes you wonder, is it worth it? Should I go blind just like the rest of them? But when you decide to lean into this lifestyle, you have to embrace the theological principles of sufferance. We often want the blessing without the burden, but the Bible tells us that in this world we will have trouble. To walk in discernment is to accept that your clarity will cause you to suffer rejection, but you're called to carry that weight with grace. Grace isn't just a nice feeling. It's the supernatural strength to stay truthful when everyone else is folding. When I feel the weight, I go back to the foundations of John 15. It says, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. This leads me to the theology of the remnants. Throughout history, there's always been a small group, a remnant, who were outsided because they refused to bow to the illusions of their time. If you feel like an outsider, it's because you're a part of that lineage. You aren't weird, you're positioned. I think back to the years that I've had to navigate life entirely on my own on the streets. Discernment isn't a luxury. It's your pulse. Someone walked up to you with a smile, but their eyes are scanning for weakness. Your discernment tells you the truth before they even say hello. And if you ignore that gut feeling, you're gonna pay for it. The problem is when you bring that same survival clarity into the polite society. That's when people call you aggressive. But there's a theological principle of exposure at work. The light doesn't have to do anything to the darkness except show up. When you show up with discernment, the darkness in others feels exposed. They aren't mad at you. They're mad at the fact that they can't hide the lack of integrity when you're in the room. That's why they play the perplex card. You call out a wrong, and they act confused. They say, I didn't know, or I had no idea. They use the not knowing as a shield. Can you believe it? A shield. Oh, but here's the sip for today. And it's a theological principle of a total accountability. Ignorance does not erase responsibility. In the eyes of the truth, there's no power for choosing to be wrong. Think about it. If you hit somebody while you're driving, it doesn't matter if you didn't see the sign. The damage is done. Once the truth is spoken, it's out in the air. The Bible says that they have no excuse for their sin. Whether they act like you know or you really don't. We're all responsible equally. You don't get a discount on accountability because you're pretending not to notice. The bill remains the same for your actions, whether you acknowledge it or not. So to my fellow outsider, outsiders. Don't let the gaslighting make you doubt your sight. Your discernment is given to you to keep you standing when everything else fails. Stop seeking a seat at the table where you have to lie to fit in. Don't trade your clarity for their comforts. Lean into the grace that sustains you through the sufferings. The world might hate the messenger, but the truth remains final. We're all held accountable in the end.